So it's interesting for me when I look at my relationship to equipment, what it's doing to my playing, what it requires of me as a player, and how there's times when the equipment is asking me to do something I shouldn't do, or it's actually insisting that I play the clarinet well. And there's a huge benefit to playing it well. That all of a sudden opens up other things. And, I always talk with my students about how one component of our playing can't change without impacting all sorts of other components of our playing. And this mouthpiece has been interesting for me because I've become a better player in ways that are completely separate from the altissimo thing. It wasn't like a huge change, but it was a nuanced change that also, put my tongue in a place that was more similar between slurring and tonguing, right? It created less motion in my mouth, which is a great thing. It opened up very positive outcomes in situations that I maybe wouldn't have stumbled upon if I weren't playing that equipment. It's interesting because I'm still, like you were saying earlier, I'm still learning how to get stuff out of this because there's so much stuff in it to get. A lot of it has to do with the thin rails versus the thick rails that I was playing on. I could push really hard on the thick rails in a way that probably wasn't the best clarinet playing. It wasn't, I actually wouldn't say I was playing the clarinet wrong or in a way that was inappropriate, but it allowed me to do something that had an impact on everything else. And removing that opens up different results from the same actions, or new actions get different results. It changes the game in a lot of different ways. And it's interesting to see how that unfolds because it's not like it's just one thing. Everything starts to shift. And it's very exciting because all of a sudden this equipment change can actually change how you sound, right? Because what normally happens for me is I'll switch to a mouthpiece and then sound the same 3 or 4 weeks later. And then I'll sound ultimately the same a year later, exactly the same as if nothing's happened. My experience is a little bit different in doing it, but I have all the same problems and the same challenges. And the thing that I found is that I actually sound different.